Welcome in. Hello, hello. Takes a minute. Welcome in. Hello, how are you this afternoon? What's up, Rhonda? How are you? What's going on, Michelle? Welcome in, everybody. Whether you are over here through TikTok or whether you are over here through YouTube, welcome in, everybody. So I was asked to step into this space, and we are in a very interesting point in time and energy. And so I am here today. We're going to do something I love to do that I developed a long time ago with my spiritual team and Four Corners about 6 years ago. And a lot of things that we are not necessarily taught in the in-between of the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit, and how they work all cohesively. And one of my favorite things to do is to do those readings because they intertwine what's going on, what you're feeling, what you're perceiving, what some of those intuitive things are between the soul, the heart space, the mind, and the body. And so it's important that with all the transitions that you're already feeling, because you're already feeling the embodiment of these things, but yet that physical thing hasn't necessarily arrived yet or made itself known. And this is why the full moon that we just went through, February the 2nd in numerology that we just went through, and then on the precipice of the astrology too, with the eclipses on the 17th and Uranus going direct. And a lot of you feel that I've spoken to in the last couple days that things are newer but old. There's fragmented pieces of you that are back in a way that feels familiar, but yet it's newer, is the energy that's being said here. And so a lot of that has to do with the split, and the split is all internal. It's all internal to you. It's all internal about your values, your core beliefs, your wants, your desires, your needs, what you're trying to manifest in your dream. And so there is a lot of different things going on cosmically, bodily, physical, all right? And we're going to step into that space of integrational as well. So we're going to intertwine these spaces. Welcome to all those over on YouTube and TikTok as well. We'll be integrating these spaces where most of the time I am live on YouTube. So if you guys over here on TikTok don't follow me on YouTube, please do, because there's a lot of messages that go out on YouTube that do not go out on TikTok as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to cohesively bring this in through mind, body, and soul and receive whatever messages need to be told between the two collectives here that are here as a group simultaneously. When we're moving through the energy of mind, body, soul, and spirit, we're going to clear it first, and then we're going to ground it down. What this means is we're going to clear the energy, we're going to ground the messages in and down, and then we're going to relate them to what I say from inside out. The cosmic energy is all around, because it's very important that the message is brought through in multiple different ways to speak to you. So sometimes when it feels like I'm speaking to you, I'm not speaking to you, it's the team that I work with and the Divine Mother speaking through me to you. But here you're going to realize the difference of signal, and signal is confirmation, signal is coherence and energy. And truth is that, that's what I've been feeling. That truth transforms you. And so here in this space, we bring about things to transform you, to bring you confirmation, and to help you through the in-between in a validated experience here as well. All right. And 9 times out of 10, when I get to sit in this space with you guys, it's because there's messages that are being brought in for you, for your guides, your team, that is questions or things that you're trying to see through or get through, whatever that is. So let's start off here. We're going to start in the solar plexus here, okay? So we're going to find out what's going on in that soul of yours right now, okay? This is the sun, soul, and solar plexus as well. So all three layers. So we're going to get cosmic layer into this. We're going to get, okay, which is the sun, S-U-N, soul, your soul as well, and sun, S-O-L as well. So we're going to dive in 3 different places and spaces, all right? We've got the Knight of Cups. This is beautiful because there's an emotional energy that is seeping through what they're showing me through the sacral, right? So this sacral is building up this emotional energy that is holding steady in the solar plexus. Now you're ready, is what they're telling me. You're getting ready. But this soul breaking, okay, which is one of the planets of human. I can't pronounce this ever right, man. I will never probably pronounce this right, but it's Hamua, H-A-M-E-U-A, or sorry, A-U. And this planet is a dwarf planet. And this dwarf planet is actually activating the cracking open of the birth inside of you. So this is going to be a lot of divine feminine work. Males, YouTube. This is creation and validation. This is the balance of the both hemispheres within the sacral body right now that's spilling up into the solar plexus that they're showing me. So maybe even yesterday or the day before, you felt heavy in your hips, your legs ached, you were having a lot of shifts in the body. Maybe you felt like you had to move the body around. This is because the energy from the sacral was moving up to the solar plexus. This is what's going to be driving force behind the heart space, which is spirit here. And making things very clear is the divine feminine and the Sophia wisdom. And what's coming back on is lawful intellect and wisdom, which means this is like dragon fire energy is what they're showing me. This is where you have the insight, the rationality, the intellect from solving things from past experiences, okay, that are giving you the wisdom to kind of figure things out in solidarity is what they're showing me here. The dragon wisdom comes from a powerful place of knowing. Knowing when to give, knowing when to take, knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them, knowing when to move. What's moving all around you as you ensue this space. So that's a lot of emotion that's coming up from the sacral into the solar plexus right now is what they're showing me, to actually embody the energy in the heart space. It makes sense to me because the message yesterday here that was given on YouTube, for those of you that missed it, the Divine Mother said through me to you that it is the heart space that is reclaiming the throne. Now, this will make sense to a lot of you because this is what everybody's been talking about, the divine sovereignty. Okay, the divine sovereignty. And the divine sovereignty is where the heart is reclaiming its throne. In my Native American lineage, we call that your spirit because it's your spirit, it's your heart that's trying to go figure out where to start. It's trying to find the answers. It's the consciousness part of you that's trying to go find the answers and figure things out, that has the deja vus, all of that. So the heart space is getting into a very integral space. And this doesn't come through like raw. It comes through from a powerful embodiment of knowing the divine's grace, which is authenticity, truth, respect, and loyalty. And this is why many of you have had to move into divine obedience. You've had to be in accordance with certain types of things that your team has been asking you to do, where you pour your energy into. This is all that is being brought up from the sacral. It's very ancestral right now. And so a lot of you are in this space of cultivating this fire, right? And maybe a lot of you have felt like you need to take a spiritual bath, or many of you have felt like you've needed to wear white here too. It's because it's that breaking open of the new level of frequency in devotion and motion. This is energy in motion, okay, which is your emotions. Your emotions drive your reality because they're connected to a thought process. And what you've been rubber banding back and forth between is, oh, is it my thought process that's driving my nervous system, which my emotion is, or is it my emotion that is driving the nervous system to drive the thought process? So you've had to go through a really tough space of discernment. And the Divine Mother has said to me, what you have been learning through has to been trust and discernment. That trust and discernment has turned into what you guys have deemed for yourselves within your own blueprint, within your own spiritual journey. What is noise? What is signal, which is coherence, confirmation, bringing those things to elevation to you? Or is it truth, which quietly transforms you? And that is what's leading you into the embodiment of the Christos in a physical way here, to be the most authentic embodiment version of thyself, to be true. Because when your heart space is back on its throne of taking its place with the divine's grace, is what's being said to me here, you no longer come off your throne for a peasant, because you're very well aware of the actions or the retractions of what that energy is trying to do. You already have the knowing moving through you. That's the powerful divine feminine Sophia codes and dragon codes coming back up. It's your talent, skills, gifts, and abilities that you're using in coherence with the divine universe to build your reality. So you've had to remove the intrusions, the perceptions, the illusions, the dismantlement of what you thought you were to what you truly are. And this is all what is cultivating upside and inside of you right now, through the sacral into the solar plexus. All right. Now, what we're going to move into, of course, is into the heart center, and we're going to see what the driving force is. Now, we could look at this because Venus just had her Kazemi not too long ago. So think about it like this. All right. Mars is the action behind things. Mercury is the communication and the intuitive upspring on how to handle things, do things. And Venus is the passion, the want, the desire inside. So that's kind of what they're showing me here in the heart space, is that heart space coming more alive with the passion and with that love inside. Many of you could love yourself and love others too, but you didn't like yourself. And you didn't like how you did things, or you didn't like how you perceived things, or you didn't like how you personally felt about things. And so all of that transpiring over the last 7 to 8 years with Uranus in retrograde is now what's getting this heart space to claim its throne. No. You know what? I already know what this energy is telling me. I don't choose to involve myself with it. Nah. That's an old type of behavior. I choose not to act like that again. Nah, I see why that's coming up again, to show me how far I've grown, and that I choose not to play in that sandbox again. Okay? And so that embodiment of that light dismantles things. It dismantles the truths around you. And this is why kind of maybe you've been reclusive too, is because in that heart space, you've been removing the quantum entanglement. What you truly give your emotions to. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for being here over here on YouTube and on TikTok. Thank you guys for both being here. I'm simultaneously moving everything over in that space to YouTube. So for those of you that do not follow me here on TikTok, over here to YouTube, please do so. But in this space, this is where you are really, really, really realizing, is what's being said to me, the emotional and quantum entanglement that you have been giving devotional space to. And this is it. This is what you're choosing to embody. And what these planets are doing in astrology and cosmically right now are asking us, do you know what you're creating and why you're creating it? And then when you truly know the what and the why, are you willing to hold it and embody it and live it? Many of us didn't know how to follow through. Many of us would get stuck in the rhetoric of our nervous system trying to reprogram us back into an old time space or an old time place, right? Because what would it be? Would it be the nervous system driving the thought, or would it be the thought driving the nervous system, which is the feeling? It's the 8, it's the figure 8. Yes, it's infinity, but at the same time, it's a loop over and over again. Is it the mind or is it the heart that's intertwining in that space? So that's what they're bringing up in the heart. And it's more devotion, okay? More devotion. So let's see what's going on here in more deeper detail of communicative space here. I had to think. I felt like this is beautiful. The 6 of Wands. That's that drive. That's that power, passion inside. It's like you've reclaimed a piece of your fragments that once hid from a place in a space that were off the grid, is what they're saying to me, with Uranus being in retrograde, because it fragments things. And the truths that truly do not exist within you are then fragmented, lost in an old identity that you don't even rectify with anymore, evidentially, is what Spirit is saying to me, because you get the evidence, you get the truths, you get the understandings of how that addiction type of abuse or whatever it was, of the intrusion that you placed upon yourself in bondage, is what they're giving to me. So this is the Six of Wands, where it's this is the follow through, where the mind is now in level of coherence of the heart space, or the heart space is now in coherence with the creation space of the soul. So we've been working on integrating mind, body, soul, and spirit into one space, one place for a long time. And now it's more of the higher intertwinings of the gnosis and the cosmic mind, which goes back into the star chakra and the crown chakra as well, being elevated. So that's why maybe a lot of you have been getting messages to ground, is what they're telling me here. But this is where you're like, no, this is what I really feel like I need to do, and I'm really going to follow through with it, because the mind is now in line here with the heart space. But you had to learn how to conquer your mind before you could conquer your emotions, to conquer your nervous system, to conquer your world, because you realized how your reality is the energy in motion with your thought provocation, is what's being said to me, and your thought devotion. But it's the emotion of the energy that gives you the momentum behind the driving train of what you're choosing as your choice inside to follow through with. So you've learned strategically truth, discernment, creation energy, the feeling of vibration in the heart space frequency, to know what it is that's moving around you, when to cultivate this. It's very in tune with self and everything else. This is the 0 point. This is where I always say I am nothing, but yet I am everything. It's the 0 point of going, I'm going to stay real open to things right now, but this is where my passion and my drive is right now, and it's no longer hiding inside. And that's the fragmented piece that's coming back online here in retrospect to the spirit of the heart space. That's the divine sovereign being that everybody's been talking about. It's the heart claiming the throne again, the toll booth between the upper Dantians and the lower Dantians. It is the rhythmic frequency in which everything is taught to us in this reality and the other realities upon the multiverse, is what's being said to me. All right, so we've covered now. They went deeper into sacral, so they always take me in places I don't even necessarily know. All right, but now we've got the spirit, which is the heart. We've got the soul, which is soul mixed in with the sacral. All right. Let's go in with the mind here, Spirit, or you want to go with the body first? Well, they want to go straight to the mind, and then we're going to finish out with the body, all right? The Ace of Pentacles. So that's that. That's that eyes-focused, forward momentum, forward drive. Knowing that you can provoke this, knowing that you can hold it, knowing that what you're being asked to create is not from a space where you have to do it from a scarcity place, is what's being said to me, from a place where it is authentic, going, okay, I see this opportunity before me. This is the physical manifestation of what I've been in recalibration, and now I can see how this energy is coming to formulation. And you're getting a lot of information in the crown or in the temple, because the cerebellum, where we're receiving information, and the temple here, he's like, okay, I can see this, I can believe this, I can feel this, and this is what is really raising this now, going, okay, now instead of me going, I don't know that I can do that. How can I do that? How am I able to get to that? You're no longer questioning the divine. This is saying, okay, in the crown, I've really conquered the self-defeat. I've really conquered the demonic spaces inside of my mind that have been holding me back in bondage for quite some time, that have not allowed me to react. And now I know the difference between the divine's voice, my voice, ego mechanisms is what they're saying here, within your own prism. This is where you can kind of see the building blocks of this new opportunity. Yes, it's at the beginning, it's at the one, but the one is greater than the sum, is what Spirit said. So this is a conscious collective vibration. Two is what they're showing me in formulation that is connected to the planet. Make driving the conscious collective from moving from unconscious awareness into conscious awareness. Having one of these conversations with my husband today on the way to go grab some coffee this morning, which is not something that we often do. But this morning it was just one of those needed things, and I was like, let's go grab a coffee. And I was like, you know what baffles me? It baffles me to my incredible being how so many more people out here don't have solar. And he goes, you know, it's crazy because you would think that people would jump on that. And I said, you know what's even worse than that? What's even worse than that is the space and the place that they stick these poles in the ground and they make us pay for electricity that's already here, that's free. You know what's even worse than that? The water, bro. Like, how? You know? And so you go to this level of going, okay, in that experience, you're having different realizations, not that they haven't been there, not that you haven't been aware, but that it's really in a different way, in a different space where you're able to see things in clarity of how they're going to take place. So it's really calmed down the level of the nervous system of always having to know. I hope that makes sense in the backwards type of way that they're making that relevant here in your experience. It's like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that, like, and part of that has to do with Uranus going direct, but a lot of that has to do too with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces that moved into Aries. So a lot of the how of these things have been removed and you can just see them. It's the vitality, it's the knowing, it's the coherence, it's the opportunity, it's the growing. And the mind is now in alignment going, yep, I can totally see this. And then the body's going, yeah, how long did it take for you to get in alignment? We were already here because we already went through that space of feeling it, and we've been in peace for a little while now, and we've just been waiting for the mind to catch up. The body's been in alignment. Body's in alignment, no longer on consignment. That's the message that's been given through over the last few days. So it's been really big and really huge in how you're moving things. You're seeing different ways and different plays to different maids. You're also seeing how you might be able to strategize or move around something, as we call the red tape, that might be, you think, blocking you in some type of way, is what they're giving me. It's cohesion. It's cohesion within the mind and the spirit and the body that is formulated online, which makes sense when we were talking about the dragon energy and the Sophia dragon tribe energy, which is the divine feminine wisdom. It's lawful intelligence within your prism that's coming back online. And some of these things were fragmented within your blueprint because you couldn't reach to the higher mind because of the emotional intrusions upon the body and the illusions within the mind, is what Spirit is saying here. All right? All right. So with the feeling of the body that's taking place, there's many different things and many different feelings that a lot of you have been going through the collective reeling. All right. Some of you have felt the heart palpitations, such that you call anxiety, feeling like you need to rest more. Those swift kicks of where your heart goes out of nowhere are literally frequencies that are hitting your heart space for you to be aware of and for you to receive. These are quick hits, especially with the solar hits that we've had over the last few days. So the body is going to be reacting in a multitude of different ways. You're going to feel anxiety, as we call it here, but it's quick, fast rifts of energy is what they're saying to me that is hitting you in the heart palpitation space. Others of you are going to feel kind of dreamy. Every day you wake up going, it's weird. It's weird. because you're in between two parallels at this time. And it's very clear because this is the first part of the split majorly and the rips with the 0 point accesses that are hitting here in February. And so what's happening is this bigger aspect of this cosmic rifts of energy that are bringing awareness back to the blueprints of the glyphs is what they're showing me. Languages, old codeds, old knowings, old things that have come up inside of you that are here for you to bring into this new frequency for you to be able to move through your destiny. And when we talk about destiny, it is not a destination, it is a sacred journey and path to one's own soul's vibration. Your purpose and elevation is going to move and going to change as you change and as the game changes and as you change the fate based upon how you choose your reality and ensue that space. So this is big for the collective to be going through. Now, also in the body, a lot of you may have been experiencing different types of euphoria. It's like turning a fuzzy TV on and then turning it off again. A lot of deja vus where you're like, wait a minute, is this deja vu or is this just that truth of alignment now? Because they're so close together, right? So manifesting things is a really big thing right now, and it's really easy when you're in alignment. You're in between two polar vortices of energy that are always shifting, changing, constantly in vibration. Now, I want people to know because it's very important that people have the grounded awareness and the aspects to receive the information in elevation, especially on some of these apps. It's a lot of noise right now. And a lot of things and a lot of spiritual people are acting like things are new. These things have been going on since before I was born, before 83. Okay? Now, a lot of cosmic star children, star people, all right, and indigo children were born between those times up until about 80, 85. There was a couple stragglers between 84 and 85, but from 1960 to 85 there was a lot of energy that was hit cosmically with our energy. And so understanding these things that are coming back inside of you in revelation in the physical body, you're actually being able to see between two parallel universes. And this is why it's so important that you stay out of the quantum entanglement of energy. Red pill, blue pill. No choice at all, waiting for time and space to fall, wondering if and when you would hear the call. Come the one and come the all, as your mother's voice stood tall. We knew the answer, we heard the call. Call it what you want. The words, the fire, the flame, they're all the same. The masters and the spirits already knew your name from which you came. It's a remembrance. It's a remembrance of these divine blueprint codes. Now, a lot of us were given the Dragon Sophia codes of wisdom and intellect and knowledge and knowing and energy and frequency and the divine prophecies of eternity that have moved through us in coherence is what's being said to me. Now, when these energies come back up, and they come back up through that formulation in blueprint, there's going to be a lot of different types of revelations. Revelations about yourself, revelations about others, revelations about what's going on. You've got to stay right here, focused and determined in a space, not aggression, but determined discernment to stay steady in alignment on those yellow dotted lines in between two polarities right now. And your choice here, those of you that are here, are no choice at all. The choice that you're making is to stand back and hear the call, the Divine Mother's voice. And you're doing it in a way where you are just grounding in the energies, you're being the light, you're being the body. And a lot of you don't think you're doing anything at all. You're like, oh, Stell, I don't do much. I really don't, I do this and I do that. And I'm like, I don't think you understand right now how important it is of the grounding of the energy that you're bringing in with the seismic activity that we're having all over the planet right now. So a lot of people are grid workers. A lot of people are working with Gaia. Gaia needs us now more than ever as she goes through this rift and this split herself. And it's a beautiful transition that we are going through internally within our body. And that internal split is the split into coherence. It's signal. It's at least one signal that's not fragmented any longer, that's equal. That signal sits under the name of divine love from which you came, but that signal holds truth, authenticity, and respect. Because in my understanding, love is undefined. You cannot define it, especially from the higher state of mind. It is undefined because it is all things. It is everything and it is nothing at the same time. And moving into that understanding of not so much the emotional body, which we needed to help us rise our soul level of growth, but coming from the light body. Thank you for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your likes. Thank you all that are here. It's funny because it's 1717. No bullshit. There's 17 people on TikTok in this room and there's 17 people on YouTube in this room. Now we all know from a very deeper esoteric space what the number 1 relates to and what the number 7 relates to. And some of those codes are the divine Sophia codes, planetary key code 777, that hold the unique wisdom of the knowing, of the growing, of the unification. And so in the embodiment that you are in right now, whatever you are dedicating yourself to, whatever you are passionately devoting yourself to, it could be building a new business. It could be family oriented. It could be self. It could be moving into the higher state of consciousness, moving into more of awareness, more into your talents, skills, gifts, and abilities. If you guys would like to step into the space of the code of coherence with me and the Divine Mother to receive a lot of those purposeful activations and connections, you're more than welcome to do so through the links here in the bios. It'll take you straight to womboftheancientsun.org and you can step into that space. It's under ecclesiastical services and trainings there in that space. And what we're doing is we're elevating that body coherence into awakening those genome codes that might be stuck or stagnant. And no, it does not mess with your free will. It removes the quantum entanglement for you to realize it, to come up to the surface, to allow the natural coherence to take place. And that's what we were doing, because I am not allowed to go through any integration space that is going to skip, jump, or help you erase any type of soul level of growth. That's what people don't understand about spiritual work. Yeah, you may be a healer and you may be doing this and you may be doing that. But when you do certain things under the accordance of the Divine Mother codes, you have to understand that you are also messing with people's soul journeys and programs, and you are not allowed to take away from the soul level of growth of experience. And so that's why a lot of people that are healers and this, that, and the other just name themselves in an identification of tarot readers, psychics, mediums. They can't get out of that box. And they can't get out of that box because they're in the rat race of not being able to fully heal themselves. They can only see themselves in a one-dimensional way, even with all their talent, skills, gifts, and abilities. So thank you, Laura. And so when you make that space into this known place, you're asking for more. But where you're asking for more is deeper within your core, the conscious connection of the gnosis and vibration. See, the Piphysicist Sophia had to only remember herself through the divine experiences of vibration within herself. Yes, she came from whoredom. Yes, she came from victimization, modernization, all of these things. She came from it herself. That's why the story carried on in Mary Magdalene in the divine feminine itself. And so I bet you every single male, female in here has been painted one way, one thing. You know, you're a this, you're a that, from an identification space in a very low vibrational place. That low vibrational place is actually the space in which you hear your mother's voice calling you back home again, to her. The light vibration, the lawful intellectual wisdom, the divine sensation of sovereignty, the heart reclaiming its throne again in authenticity. Your value system has changed. Your emotions have changed that a value system based upon your perception as well. And the collective consciousness that we know so well is in a very pivotal place of choosing. Are you truly going to embody the energy that you're being asked to embody, that you're being pushed to embody, or are you going to allow it to dissolve? Because no choice at all will also allow things to dissolve. Yes, you're making internal choices, and those internal choices are leading you to pivotal experiences, which is allowing those experiences to take place to put you in placement. So a lot of you have heard that you're being placed or you're in positioning, right? We've heard that many many times through biblical, all these different types of experiences. You're being positioned, you're being placed, okay? That is because the coherence of your frequency is now in embodiment of the authenticity of the alignment that you have been striving for time after time after time, that all the psychics, all the tarot readers, all the mediums told you already existed on a quantum level of a dime. But they didn't tell you how to get to it or how to get through it, did they? They only told you that it was available to you. They didn't deepen the reckoning of what the in-between spaces are at the seams to help you get from point A to point B. Hi, welcome in. My name is Caroline Stella Wolfe, and I am the founder of Womb of the Ancient Sun nonprofit, and I'm also the owner and co-owner of Four Corners Healing 37. That is a space that we build where independent healers and workers and all these types of revealers and seers and pet psychics and energy healers and workers come to that space to take their talent, skills, gifts, and abilities, so we help you build up your personal space as well. So in a long place, you guys are knowing yourselves very well. You're remembering what you are, not who. And many of you hold also, yes, specific genomes of those blueprints of the Divine Mother codes, whether it be Kuan Yin, Green Terra, Isis, Hathor, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, or White Buffalo Woman, or Planetary Key Code 777. You may hold more than one, but also you hold a very specific key code and genome in frequency that was specifically given to you, such as those that carry the north node of the stars, is what's being said to me. Took me back to a vision of Zeus, Greek mythology. Each god had their own reverence in element, right? Had their own connection in element: earth, air, fire, water, wood, iron, right? And so each of you have a specific element to you, and that was given as a divine blueprint specific to your soul's level of growth in your experiences in the transitioning space, is what's being said to me. That everybody is talking about taking place of where, when people talk about how are they taking me through this? Okay, so when you talk about your gifts, right, or hero-like abilities, or, you know, the X-Men type of thing coming back, it's you being able to wield those specific blueprints within yourself, because you are fully in oneness and coexistence with self and everything else. So many of you hold many attributes where you can work with air, you can work with fire, you can work with water, you can work with wood, you can work with iron in building earth, but at the same time, you have one specific one that you're really good at. One really good one. Whether it be wind, whether it be fire, whether it be wood, iron. And if you don't understand iron, ether, wood, water, you should come check out Four Corners Healing, because that's all we talk about and teach about. It's the shamanic aspect of unity and vibration. We don't exclude anyone in the work of shamanism, because we are no shaman without a community, and The community is nothing without a shaman of unity in vibration. And so there are three pillars to shamanism. Anyone that studies and understands that vibration in community, unity, and understanding. And some of those go back to certain rules or certain laws that some that may have seen come through Saint Benedict as well. So we understand the value system of what you guys are here doing on the back end of things, as well as understanding what you wield as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you here today. If you guys would like to step into a one-on-one mentorship space, a one-on-one space now, when I teach Egyptian Reiki, I teach it in aspects, it's a very superficial word. No, thank you, yeah. And it's a very superficial word in the way that we understand it's an entry door system to energy and coherence of quantum level frequency. And so when I work with people in the Egyptian Reiki certification space, we're working on a quantum level of energy, understanding thyself, being true to thyself, as well as understanding how to facilitate all elements of the energy through the body system, and all gates opened at one time in flow of vortices, which is in and out simultaneously at the same time. Thank you all for being here. If you would like to dive deeper with me, don't be hesitant to become a temple member here, over here on YouTube. Deep dive into divine coded Sophia messages over there. If you guys, like I said, are looking into mentorship or very coded activations with the divine Sophia blueprints, you'll find those over there as well at Womb of the Ancient Sun. If you're looking into deeper context of shamanism, earth, air, fire, water, wielding magic in that area, you can check out Four Corners Healing 37. I really appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves and each other. For you guys over here on TikTok, don't forget to go follow me over on YouTube, as we will be coexisting in that space even more soon. So thank you all. Take care of yourselves and each other till we meet again. Mwah. Thank you.